I did my presentation on deforestation. So deforestation, what it is it's the decrease of land or forest or forest taken away for other use. So how does deforestation affect the earth? It affects the biodiversity, the greenhouse gases, the climate change, food insecurity, soil erosion, and more. So many animals who live in the forest areas no longer have a habitat or food. So this can go as far as causing extinction over time. And well, without the right habitat or proper food to consume, the animals will slowly start to die off. And then without trees, temperatures will also change, and some animals might not survive in certain temperatures. Some of them are used to cold, or when it's cold because the trees are there to cover it, and then it's gonna get hot. So some of these animals can include giraffes, deer, red squirrels, woodpeckers, monkeys, and a lot of other ones, even some unknown ones, and also plants and insects. Greenhouse gases. The greenhouse effect is important because it's like a shield that prevents all of Earth's heat from going out into space. And this leads us into... Oh no, wait. So basically that's what the greenhouse effect is. And so trees take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and deforested areas release more carbon. So this also ties into climate change. So with climate change, too much carbon in the atmosphere is changing the climate. So trees take in and hold carbon dioxide. So when they're taken down, they release all of the carbon that they have absorbed, and it goes back into the atmosphere. There's also less or no trees to continue absorbing the carbon dioxide. So more is released into the atmosphere, which is going to make the earth warmer. And then soil erosion. So an area like this is more likely to have natural disasters like floods. Forested soils are less likely for disasters because the roots on the bottom of them keep the trees planted, and they shade the sun from drying out the soil. So without that, the soil is more fragile and is now more likely for floods or like landslides and stuff like that. So soil erosion also leads into food insecurity. So with food insecurity, that has to do with the water cycle. So the trees also, what they do is they help in the regulation of the water cycle. So without them, there's less water for the soil, which causes the soil to dry, and then crops can no longer be planted in that soil. So like I did here, less trees equals less water, drier soil equals no crops. And I think I skipped one. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so what causes deforestation? Agriculture, construction, urbanization, wildfires, logging, and more. So agriculture, a lot of forest area and land is lost to this kind of purposes. So there's a search for space to grow food, a search for space to raise livestock, and then when you're raising livestock, you need to grow food to be feeding the livestock. So these field crops and livestock cause about 40% of forest lost. Construction, around 10% of deforestation can be because of this. So places everywhere grow significantly over time. So new ways for transportation, whether it be roads to drive or airports, rails, ports to transport goods or anything like that. Urbanization. So a lot of people are moving from rural to urban areas. The need for land is becoming more essential for housing and consumption sites. So the city becomes larger to host more people, which requires more land, which leads to deforestation. I know the McAllen Mission area can kind of be an example. I know my parents say when they first moved here, it wasn't as much stuff, as it was. It was less buildings, less houses, and, kind of just more land. And now as we see it, there's stores everywhere. So also wildfires. So this wildfires destroy crops, habitats, any land in its way, people's homes. It pollutes the air, and that can be toxic for us to breathe. And it also releases carbon dioxide back up into the atmosphere. And these are kind of the things that can cause wildfires. So things like lightning, heat from the sun, campfires, fireworks. There's been a lot of that like around California and, a lot more places like that. So logging is also one of them. And people do logging to make furniture or for construction. They use the wood to go and build something, or, to make paper and things like that. Deforested areas include the Amazon rainforest, which I know is a very popular one that happened not too long ago. The Indonesia and the island of Borneo, South Sudan, and Nigeria, they're in Africa. Ethiopia, Siberia, Russia, and a lot more. So how can we help to fix this problem? We can donate to any organizations that fund forests, that go out there and plant trees and stuff. We can ourselves plant trees. We can use less paper. We can recycle instead of throwing it away. We can stop burning so much firewood, and we can also inform others of problems like this going on around the world. And that's it for my presentation.